like to see in mission statements. To this point, I kind of feel like most of it is probably tweaking wording at this point.
There's certain things I think when Ansel, if we do that, Dr. Ansel can send it to you, you can take a
Absolutely.
look at it and see what you think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess how would we move forward with the mission statement, making our suggestions and our changes? Bring it to PR? Christina said, okay, bring it to PR. You have to bring it to PR. You don't like that?
I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's a PR thing. I mean, like a mission statement should be more than just a public relations thing. I mean, maybe this is a good place, but I don't think it's a bad place to do so.
Well, I guess we have to go through the committee first to tweak it. Like you could ask for suggestions from the board, what we'd like, what we don't, and then bring it to the full board, and then we have a full board discussion. Unless we can have a full board discussion also, because it is the full board mission statement.
I guess PR is probably as good as anything. We can take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, we can email PR and then see what you guys come up with, and then. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Matt, again.
You as well. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
And if I don't see you before the holidays, a great holiday season.
Thank you, Matt, you too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care. Oh, another thing. I didn't commit to memory all the election results, but we do have new board members. November 28th, Mountain Lakes, we have our 3 Rs orientation. And I believe that the weekend new board member orientation spots will open up at the end of this week. And as you know, they are limited. There's one session in January, one in February. So anybody's new, when they want to keep their eyes open for those. Okay.
One other thing, Matt, before you leave, thanks for facilitating our board certification. That was we very much appreciated that.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. We made the Oradell newsletter. You did too. So
Can I
yeah,
have a copy for the fridge?
absolutely.
That's for 17.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
The last item that we had, our second to last item that we have under superintendent's report is that we have the semi-annual HIV self-assessment report. So, suppose I'm going to call you right back up. And Ms. Bozios will give you a brief overview of what the self-assessment consists of and what our score was in this last half of the year.
Okay, so you may remember that in June of 2018, Mr. Mistretta, as the anti-bullying coordinator, gave a very similar presentation to this one. However, that was the final assessment of 2016-17. So how the process works is we do a self-assessment, which was done by the School Culture and Climate Committee in May of 2018. So they were looking at our data for last year, the 17-18 school year. They used the state's rubric, and they create our self-assessment. And just a little bit of introduction, the School Culture and Climate Committee is made up of our 2 anti-bullying specialists, which are our 2 assistant principals, the anti-bullying coordinator for the district, several staff members, a parent, and 2 students. So they represent all stakeholder groups, and they sit together and they review the year. They also meet at other times during the year to create programming for the school and to kind of say, how are things going? How does the culture of the school feel? How does the climate of the school feel? What are some ideas they have? And I have to tell you, I'm always so impressed with the students that sit on the committee because they are a wealth of ideas. So what the self-assessment does is it evaluates us in 8 categories. A perfect score is 78, a passing score is 52. And when this presentation is on the website, you will actually also be able to link to more information about last year's assessment. The self-assessment is done in 8 categories, and these are the 8 categories where we assess ourselves. And this is a longitudinal look of our data since 2014-15. There is a huge misconception in the public about HIB self-assessments. So I want to make sure that we are all 100% clear as a district. The self-assessment means nothing about how many investigations we've done, how many confirmed instances of bullying or harassment there have been at Oradell Public School. It is solely about our programming and our investigation practices. Sometimes people look and they go, well, we're not a 78, that means we have a bullying issue. That is not the case. There is not one item on the self-assessment that asks us to look at the number of cases that we've investigated or the number of confirmed instances of HIV. So what you're going to notice is that there has been a trend over the past 4 years where we have gone up every year. And I will tell you what we tell you every single time we do this self-assessment report. If you want a perfect score, we will get you a perfect score. But there are only so many minutes in the day. And often, to get a 3 means 3 more meetings. If you would prefer that your administrators be in 3 more meetings instead of being in classrooms improving instruction, we can do that. But the fact is, we are meeting the expectations in every single category. And where we are exceeding the expectations, we are scoring 3s, and I'm incredibly proud to say this, is in our investigation procedures. We take our investigation seriously, we investigate thoroughly, we report thoroughly. The big areas where we showed growth this past year, this is where we earned our 2 new points. One of them was very simple. We had always been posting our self-assessment score. However, we were not including information about the meaning of those grades. Just by adding that to the website, got us another point. That was a very simple one. The other one was about the HIV training provided by a licensed healthcare professional with training and expertise in mental health issues. One of our professional days last year, the topic was suicide prevention, and within that was some mentions of HIV, so that also earned us an additional point. Moving forward, the areas that the School Culture and Climate Committee have identified as areas they might want to focus on in each of the core elements are as follows. And you can read them. Already spoken about these as School Culture and Climate Committee and have identified which ones we will be working on first, which really does have to do with the training of the School Culture and Climate Committee. It's a little bit of a new group of people, and we'd like to do a better job getting them professional development. That alone will earn us an additional point next year. And again, just like with park data, it's about growth. It's not about perfection, it's about continuing to show growth. Our students are in a very complex life right now. They are going through social emotional challenges that students 10 years ago did not go through. And it's about us as a school community and as a district, and that's what the strategic plan was all about, finding that balance between high academic achievement goals and also embracing the social emotional growth and the social emotional needs of every one of our learners. So while originally I thought it was a little odd to do the HIB and the park presentation the same night, the truth is, that's our world. And that's the world of our students, and we owe them an obligation, not just to, as Mr. Shapiro said, consider them as scores of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on their sweaters each day, but as individuals. And I think that we're doing that. We're showing growth in our park scores, and we're showing growth in our HIV scores. And the truth is, This just happened to come in. This is what Oradell Public School is about. This just came in. That's today. We are very lucky to have some amazing photographers up there. They are keeping us up to date on shore. So are there any questions about the HIV self-assessment?
Questions? Thank you.
Thanks very much. And the last item that I have is the monthly report on enrollment and attendance. This is for the month of October. Total student enrollment as of October 31st was 760. The student attendance rate for the month of October was 97.99. And the staff attendance rate for the month of October was 97.29. And that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you. Ms. Sheldon? We're going to move on to the minutes. We have the review of October 25th minutes. We're supposed to approve the October 10th minutes, but if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to pull them. Just because I found some issues with them, and I think we have to redo one of the resolutions, unless somebody has a problem with that. Okay, so do I need to make a motion to pull it, or can I just table it? I think we need to table it, right? We need a motion. Can I make a motion to just table it for our questions for next meeting?
Yes, I move to table the review of minutes on October 10th.
Also, table the approval.
Table the approval.
Any questions? Call the question?
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mrs. Noreen?
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro? Yes. Mrs. Walker? Yes. Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Dr. Westlake? Mrs. Robertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes. Committee reports, administrative items, Mrs. Noreen, would you take A?
Resolved that the board approve the school self-assessment under the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act for school year 2017-2018. I move on A1.
Second. Any questions? Call the question?
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mrs. Noreen?
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro? Yes. Mrs. Walker? Yes. Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Dr. Westlake? Mrs. Robertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes. Buildings and grounds, Mrs. Shapiro, want to take that?
Sure.
One second. I would like to move item B1.
Any questions? Call the question?
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mrs. Noreen?
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Hold on one second. There's a change in the time. Did that change the facility charge? Okay. Yes.
I had a question, but, Mrs. Walker? No, we can vote now, Mrs. Walker. You're on.
Curriculum.
No, we're voting.
Voting on B1.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Mr. Walsh? Dr. Westlake? Mrs. Robertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes. Can I go back and ask a question? I see, here, this is what I wanted to ask. All the world is stage, we had approved them for the auditorium.
And they would have to move
What?
because there was somebody else in there, so all they did was change their time.
Okay,
they
so
could
on
stay.
our tentative agenda, it had the gym for them first. They were moved to the gym for an hour, but now it's.
Right, and they didn't want to, they had too many things that would have to move. So what they did is they changed the time schedule so they can remain in the same spot
Okay, so what happened, because we approved them for this slot, right?
in the gym.
No, the last meeting, we had approved them, right, already? Did we approve them?
Yes, this is a revision as to the time for those days.
So why are we changing the time to 3:50? Because where are the kids going to be again? Because we had approved them from 3:30 to 7:30, and we were wondering where the kids are going to be, but now they're going from 3:50 to 7:30? So we're cutting 20 minutes out of their day? Because it was different on the tentative agenda. I don't have, because agenda, it came 3:30 to 4:30 in the gym and auditorium, 4:30 to 7:30. 4:30 to 7:30. So now, but we'd already approved all of that for the auditorium, right?
Yes.
So why are we moving them out? Why are they moving? Why are they getting pushed later? First in the gym and now it's
Because-
later.
In order to accommodate everybody, there was another group in the auditorium, so all who go to stage would have had to move the auditorium and go to the gym. So we
Who's in the
kind of,
auditorium?
So we double booked, is what you're saying?
Who's in the auditorium?
I want to say on City of Lights.
No,
I'm not
no.
sure. I don't know.
So. So they're gonna come in 20 minutes later, whoever's in there, can we find out who's in there? Who's in the auditorium? And they're okay with it? And what's gonna happen with the kids then? They're still gonna go to the library? They're gonna all walk to the library in the snow and the ice and rain.
Are we talking about Oradell kids or kids from other towns?
Oradell.
So Oradell kids at 3 o'clock are gonna get dismissed, go to the library, and then come back at 3:30. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Or 3:50, right?
3:30, yeah.
And then what about kids from other towns that are part of this program?
Guess they have to just show up at 3:30, 3:50, don't they? Okay. Okay. That was my question. Okay, curriculum, Mrs. Walker.
Okay, thank you. We had a very productive meeting today, and you'll be getting the minutes in your packet, but we did, one of the things discussed was looking into applying to become a blue ribbon school. So it's in the works, Dr. Ansel is going to be following through with it. We're excited and looking forward to putting in the application.
Right, because you've been talking about it for a while, curriculum, but,
Yes.
yeah, now you said something to be recommended by the state, right? So that's the next step.
Correct.
And then we go from there.
Dr. Ansel, right? So, did you want to clarify?
Sure. So you can't self-nominate. You have to be.
Why not?
You have to be nominated by the Department of Ed. So we communicated a message to the State Department, to the woman who's the coordinator of the program there, to ask to be considered for a nomination. And I'm going to be scheduling a follow-up phone call with her to talk about how we can do that. But there's no guarantee because the federal Department of Education only allocates 9 spaces for the state of New Jersey per year. And it's possible for schools to be nominated based on 3 different sets of criteria. Oradell meets one of those, so we could be nominated. But as I said, you're not allowed to self-nominate.
And who nominated the state?
The State Department of Ed.
Yes, keep it posted.
So anything we can do, I'm sure Dr. Ansel, as far as the board goes. I know some of the PTA is up on looking into this too, not looking into it, but helping with any of the necessary information. So, good. Oh, and so therefore, with that being said, I'd like to present C1.
Any questions? Call the question?
Mr. Griffin? Mrs. Dorian?
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Dr. Westlake? Mrs. Robertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes. Finance, Mrs. Shapiro?
Oradell PTA comes through again with flying colors. We have 2 mini grant checks to approve for first grade and second grade. So we're absolutely delighted to continue these great programs. This evening, I would like to make a motion to approve items D1 through D9.
Dr. Wesley Peak and Mr. Walsh. Any questions? I have a question on D5, the copier lease. How did those rates, 0.004, 0.06, compare to our last one? Same,
It's a little, it's a penny less.
Okay.
Based on state funds, based on state contract.
I'll take it.
Any other questions? Call the question?
Mr. Griffin?
I'm voting yes on all of them, but I need to abstain on check number 019451 on finance D2.
Mrs. Dorian?
I also need to abstain on finance T1, check number 019463, the rest is a vote of yes.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker? Yes. Mrs. Walker? You need to abstain.
Yeah, you need to abstain too.
On check number 1947. Mr. Walsh?
Can I vote?
You can, you just need to
Abstain
abstain
for the one check.
I have abstained on whatever check you are.
We always have, right?
It just keeps.
All right, what's your vote?
I abstain. 0194, except for 019, check number 019.
Dr. Wesley? Mrs. Robertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes.
I do have a delegate's report. Saturday,
Oh, it's been a while.
Saturday, I'm going to the delegates assembly for the November meeting. There are no resolutions, so there's nothing to talk about other than what's going to be brought up at the meeting.
Are you on for mileage? Did you submit? You're for mileage?
I don't know, I don't know if Nikki submitted me when she sent for the or
Yes, you did.
What did you Uber, John?
Either way, he's gonna get paid. Yeah. Okay, so should we put him under B on the personnel report, or should we do it?
No, it should be finance.
The district, I don't know why we're missing it.
Okay, so here's a question. Andrew Odo, should he be on the personnel report, or should he be on the finance for expenses?
That's a good point. I was looking at that. Is that right?
It's a better spot than as
This time we pulled somebody that was on personnel that wasn't an employee of the district, and we put them on finance. Just be consistent.
But in that particular case, that person was a contractor of the district, wasn't that her?
Yeah, I don't see the difference between a vendor and a board member. They're still not employees of the district.
I don't know, I just want to make sure that we do it right, and Mr. Walsh gets some. Where do we have all the people for the, where do we put all the board members that went to the convention? Were they on personnel, or on personnel? Personnel development. So, I guess since Andrew Odo was there, we'll add Mr. Walsh's time, and then we'll just, it should be. Hear that? Okay, so Mr. Walsh, we're going to add you to this personnel. And where are you going again?
West Windsor, Community College,
What's the date?
November 17th.
Okay, so is there no registration and travel?
I've been registered, Nikki registered me.
It's free though.
Yeah, I think it's free.
Yeah, so then travel
Up to 50 years.
Okay. So we'll add you there. Are you voting on anything that we should know about?
unless something comes up that's not in the annual.
Okay. Well, you would know that at this point, right?
No,
You would?
not necessarily. Just something that somebody might bring up.
Okay. Personnel, Mrs. Roberts.
Okay, I'd like to, sorry, we had a personnel meeting prior to this meeting, so I'm sure the minutes will be in your next packet. I'd like to present F1.
For approval.
Second by Mr. Walsh. Are there any questions? Call the question.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mrs. Dorian?
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Dr. Wesley? Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes, policy, Mr. Griffin.
Yeah, we have 8 policies that have been adjusted to match with some of the state changes. So I would like to move, present G1 for vote.
Second by Mrs. Dorian. Any questions? Call the question.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mrs. Dorian?
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker? Yes. Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Dr. Wesley? Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Nichols?
Yes, Tri-District, Dr. Wesley. Open to the public? If you're still awake?
You skipped public relations.
Oh, I skipped public relations. I take that back.
Not that there's a whole lot,
I
other
wasn't
than,
Freudian, that's just an honest mistake.
just that everyone should have received their newsletter in the mail, and hope you enjoyed all the stories that were in it.
Mrs. Roberts,
I
I never
heard
got
that.
one. Both board
I
members
just
have
think it's
one?
our lovely mail service.
I do need it, Christine, I just asked if you
Yeah,
got
I got it on Halloween. I got it in the mail.
I think our postal service
It's
is
deficient
in dire need
at
of
times.
sorting out.
Did anybody in your neighborhood get it?
I don't
Read it in my neighborhood.
I know, that's what I teach, like you two didn't get it.
Yeah.
That's not good though. We definitely paid for that.
We're on the other side of the track.
Right, true.
Not better.
Well, I got mine.
It was outstanding. And I told Dr. Ansel it was an excellent newsletter. It made me really proud as a parent and as a board member. And I think if I didn't have a kid in the building, I would read that and I'd say, wow, I'm really glad my kid is going to go there one day. So I've already started jotting down some ideas, things we could brag about for the next one. It got me really excited about, again, looking back the last 10 years, how far we've come. And I think we've spent a lot of years not telling people all the good things that are happening here. So I'm really glad that, this is back in action. Thank you.
I did read it on one, but that's all I do want to say. But,
Anything else?
That's
What's
it.
your next meeting, you know?
The next meeting is,
Doesn't matter, okay, I never, we just got to finish that conversation. Okay, now time for the public to wake up. If you have any comments, questions?
7:19.
Okay. Old business or new business?
keep the date book here.
I have new business.
All right, Dr. Wesley. Woo!
Yes.
Motion.
I have been on board for years, and a request has come to me that I said I would take it through to mention the principal and his report. And basically, some students looking for a bike rack so that they can, travel back and forth, especially around the 6th grade. So I don't know if the PTA would be interested in doing this.
Didn't we have a bike rack across the street for years?
Yeah,
There's one across the street by the tennis
Like
court.
tennis and
but it's
baseball.
not the school.
I actually got that request from parents as well.
Okay, so can I make a comment? Sure. So Ms. Bosios and I attended a meeting with that included the borough clerk as well as the chief of police, the traffic safety officer. And we were meeting in order to work on a grant for safe passageways to school. And we did raise the question of encouraging children to ride bicycles to work. The police department told us that they were not in favor of that, because there are no designated bike lanes on the routes that our majority of our students take to school. So while they can't mandate anything, they strongly recommended that we should not place a bike rack until such time as they were able to add bike lanes on more of the local roads. So that's why we
Is
have.
that a possibility?
Sure, and that's part of what the grant included, was creating more bike lanes on local roads. So we won't know if we've gotten the grant for a while, but so it's not that we've been ignoring that possibility. It was simply that we were following the lead of the police department.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Do we have bike racks across the street? Are there bike racks across the street? So,
Like
can,
tennis courts and other things.
so can they not
Right.
use those?
They do.
Doesn't walk to the school.
But it doesn't matter, your kids are
Some
going
of
to
them maybe well use it like that.
No, but I'm saying, they're across the street, those kids can use them, they just don't let them for years, kids use them,
Yeah,
like.
in years
racks
past,
for
in
years.
years past, kids always use that bike rack over there.
Yeah, it's going back.
But there weren't that many kids that used the bikes, the front of bikes.
So I have a question on the grant. Who's applying for the grant?
We were jointly applying for it along with the police department.
So, this reminds me of something that went on years ago. That, so it almost makes it sound like they don't want us to put up the bike rack, because if we do, they're not gonna get the grant for the lanes. Because this happened years ago with the town, where they wanted to redo the sidewalks and got a grant to put brick everywhere through the town and redo all kinds of sidewalks. But part of the grant was that we had to expand or widen Church Street, and the board was 100% against it. And we still are not happy with it because it caused people to speed, double park, and we knew it was going to be a safety issue. But the town came to us and basically told us that if we don't approve that expanding, we didn't go along with it, they don't get the grant for the rest of the town. So it makes me think it's a little bit the same.
Or just to add a little more, we were not going to be able to brick out the area between Center all the way around to Church, which we did want to do, because what was happening when it snowed is that there used to be old grass there, and the plows would move the snow onto the grass, making it impossible when a car pulled up to open the door on that side, because the kid had to climb over 5 feet of snow to get to the sidewalk.
Which is what they did.
So we did want to brick out and get rid of all that grass, and I think that has worked really well. But Dorothy's right, you
We were
adamant
kind of stuck
about the cutout.
Maybe-
The cutout was a huge mistake.
We may never get bike lanes. Does that mean we're never going to get a bike road?